Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. And okay, you know what? Everybody else is talking about this. So we have to talk about it. And we're talking about BitBoy. Now, when I say BitBoy, of course, there is only one image that is going to pop into your mind. And it's this guy, right? It's Ben Armstrong. It's not anybody else but this guy, Mr. Ben Armstrong, because his name is synonymous with BitBoy. Oh, only because, he started the BitBoy channel like years ago. He will always be BitBoy to me. And sometimes I actually forget his last name is Armstrong, but it is. So, anyway, couple days ago, actually, maybe it was yesterday, chilling out on crypto Twitter, and we see this statement pop out from Ben. I'm like, what is going on? So I'll read the statement to you. It says, and this is, by the way, not even from the BitBoy Twitter because he doesn't have control of it. This is from the BenCoin Twitter. And he puts, this is Ben. TJ Shed and Justin Williams have attempted a coup at my company. Just confirming what is going around, it's true. There has been a mutiny at BitBoy Crypto and Hit Network, but it won't work. They have no leverage. Until they can clone me, I have nothing to worry about. And initially, we're all like, could this even be true? Because remember, his Twitter was hacked a little bit ago and some nefarious tweets were put out. So we're like, maybe there's a chance that this is not even true. But indeed, it is true. So we're like, geez, what the heck? And of course, the rumor mill starts going around. But I'm like, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions until I get some further information. Because number one, I don't know Ben. I have never had a conversation with Ben. I only know him from what I consume from his videos, right? Probably like you. I'm not like Believes and I have a nice little comfort cozy relationship with him, right? I have to wait to see what's going on. So I do know that, hey, there was a video this morning on the BitBoy channel where they were going to address this. And that is the only reason why I watched, because I was like, you know what? I want to know what's going on. So I did. I tuned in. So let's take a peek at exactly what they said here.
Hello. Yesterday, BJ Investment Holdings, the parent company of Hit Network, took decisive legal action in removing Ben Armstrong from the company, and specifically the BitBoy crypto brand. This is a difficult decision, is a culmination of a prolonged effort to help Ben during his relapse into substance abuse, as well as reconcile the emotional, physical, and financial damage he has done to the employees of Hit Network and the BitBoy crypto community. The Bit Squad deserves better, and we're going to get through this together. We wish him the best and regret that it has come to this and are hopeful for the future of BitBoy Crypto. Hit Network is committed to empowering creators, and we will continue to do that every day. Thank you.
Whoa. Okay. Like, well, first of all, I'll have to say, that kind of reminded me of like a hostage video where like they're reading some words that somebody else wrote. And I swear, if I look close, was that guy blinking, Ben, I'm still with you in Morse code? Right? It looks strange, but everything that he said was crazy. Like, those are some fighting words. And when I say fighting, I don't mean gang street fighting. I'm talking about in the courts, battling it out with the lawyers, because if something here is not true, that's major slander, right? Alluding to the fact that Ben is relapsed. Ben in the past has been very open and honest about his battle with addiction. And I applaud him for that, because not everybody is open and honest about their struggles with addiction. It's like a deep, dark, dirty secret that people tend to hide. But he's been open about it. And when you're open and you're at the level where he's at, and you talk about it, it tends to help people, right? It helps to kind of brush the shame off of it and understand that this is an illness. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. It's an illness, and you you fight through it and you get sober and you come out on the other side a better person, a stronger person, hopefully a more well-rounded person. So I do applaud Ben for being open about his past addictions. What they're saying is, "Oh, no, he's back on the smack," or whatever it is. I don't know what he was addicted to, but they're saying that forget he's relapsed. He's relapsed, and all of this is because of him. So I do know that Ben was on Telegram saying, in fact, it's not true. He has not relapsed. But why would they say something like that? And I think that they're saying something like that because perhaps they think people would believe it. Because when you watch videos, and I'm not talking about, full content of BitBoy, but if you watch little snippets of videos taken out of context, or you watch him screaming about something on stage, or, you know, listen, anytime that you're a public speaker and you speak publicly, you're going to mess something up, right? You're going to say something that you regret. And I say stuff I regret all the time. Fortunately, it's not in front of the camera, so you guys will never know about it. But I say stupid things, but when you're in front of a microphone every day, stupid little things that you might say, or stupid big things that you might say, they're going to be captured and held against you, right? So I think, people believe that he's like this, really sort of obnoxious guy who screams and yells, and he's always yanking on the microphone and pulling it around. Like maybe they might think that that's unstable or would somehow showcase the fact that, maybe something's going on. Maybe he's back on the drugs. But Ben has said no, and I'd like to believe that it's a no. I hope it's a no. I really do. I hope it's a no. But this will be battled out in the court. We're going to have to see what's going on. They also alluded to the fact that there was money lost. Okay. Now, whenever it comes to money, money is a very personal thing, and people get pissed when they lose money. For sure. I get it. I understand. I don't know what they're talking about, though. Are they talking in reference to Bencoin, where Ben got a cryptocurrency from this guy called Ben.eth, and it's called Bencoin? And it was a bad decision because the guy was, really probably not a great guy in cryptocurrency, does not have a great reputation. But anyway, Ben had intended to build Bencoin not as a profit machine, but as a way to get funds to bring cryptocurrency into mass adoption, helping to pass legislation and just awareness about cryptocurrency. That's the meaning behind Bencoin. So I don't know if they bought into Bencoin, maybe they took a bath with it, I don't know if they got into those other coins, like I think it was the PSYOP one. And, I don't know. I didn't get into any of those coins. Are they talking about that? Or could they be alluding to something else? So I remember a few months ago when I was watching, but this is last year, like a long time ago, the Celsius thing had just happened. Now, remember, Ben had a conversation earlier with Alex Mashinsky. I believe it was an AMA. And not long after that AMA, Celsius locked down withdrawals and shortly thereafter went into bankruptcy. And I was watching the show, and Ben's like, I got like $3 million locked into Celsius. So I'm really unhappy because, I've talked about Celsius with the people who watch my channel. And I know at one time the camera kind of panned over to one of the other guys, and he's like, yeah, my dad had like all of his retirement money on Celsius. So I don't know if that's what they meant. Like, maybe because Ben trusted Celsius and I don't know. Or was it the fact that there was recently a hack and there was some cryptocurrency loss from, I believe, Ben's phone? I don't know if it was his, if it was the team's. I don't know what they mean by that and by physical safety. Like, what's up with that? What is Ben intimidating you now that he's lost some weight and wearing the muscle shirts? And by the way, I'll have to say, I was watching the show the other day, and Ben had one of those muscle shirts on where it was like very low cut on the sides. And I thought to myself, man, does this guy have any friends? Does he have any friends that work there behind the camera? Because if I work there at BitBoy, I'd be like, you can't wear that. Like, I get you wanna work out and that, but you can't wear that on camera. It's not flattering. You look stupid. You look like that's what I would have told him. So I felt like, you know what? Does he really have anybody there that's being nice to him and honest to him? But so that's his thing, right? People know him that he's can be very loud and very obnoxious. And the thing that he has explained is he felt like he had to do it because he had that BitBoy channel for years and nobody was really watching. It wasn't until like he really got into it and, was being I don't know if I would say the Alex Jones of crypto, but just very loud and boisterous and animated that he really kind of took off, right? It took that for his channel to really explode. And whenever someone thinks of BitBoy, they think of that, right? How animated he is. They don't really know that he's actually very knowledgeable about cryptocurrency and the blockchain and everything that he's doing to help get mass adoption going. And as a matter of fact, I like to watch all these different channels. I like Rodney. I like to watch Bleeps, Teddy Ganja. Like I like to watch all these videos that have like a little bit of, a little bit of tea spilling and some drama and also, some new meme coins popping up. I love to watch all of those channels, but I also enjoy a really good channel that's very serious about, anything that has to do with cryptocurrency and the blockchain. Love Raoul Paul. Love Michael Saylor. And I watched this show called Bankless. Now, when you think of this channel, Bankless, picture the guys in the high school that, let's be honest, I would have referred to them as the nerd herd in high school. And whenever you're talking about cryptocurrency, the nerd herd are the people that you really should be listening to. Okay. The nerd herd. And the nerd herd from Bankless, I should not say that though, because these guys are just super smart, very intelligent. They know what the heck is going on with blockchain and Bitcoin, and also trying to get mass adoption for cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. And they did an interview with BitBoy. And I think BitBoy, because once again, they had this image of BitBoy just being this, kind of flamboyant crypto guy that was very boisterous and animated and, loud and obnoxious at times. And that's really what they clung to. And when they had him on for the interview, I picture that they were sitting around, okay, how am I going to humiliate this dude, right? Like, we're going to get him on here, we're going to rake him over the coals and make him look foolish. He really held his own with those guys, and they were blown away by him. They couldn't believe it. So what we're going to do now is just take a very short listen to the interview that he had done on Bankless.
I did not expect this kind of a conversation coming into this, because I was familiar with kind of your rant and some other things, and like you are presenting some rational arguments, a lot of things that like Bankless would completely agree with you on. We have always been very wary of like the greatest threat to this entire crypto movement is that the crypto bankers come in and start to make this the same system that we just left. It's like same old, same old boss, new boss, same as the old boss. Under
Dark
new
market
management.
2.0.
Yeah, exactly. A new set of bankers. And we've always thought that a play could be for the crypto bankers of the world to come in and like completely sterilize DeFi, make it a AML KYC type thing. So what you find is like, if you are familiar with Bankless content, you will find that like there's a common allyship there around all of this. Now, your approach is very different.
Approach is insanely different. Yeah.
Like insanely different. And like, but as far as kind of what you're saying, what you're articulating, some of your end goals of like protecting DeFi and making sure that this is a sovereign financial system that more people are able to go bankless. Like, I think we're completely united in these goals, which is also why it's like, if you were for these goals, why are you attacking bankless and the bankless movement? That was another thing that I didn't really understand about this, but maybe what you're saying is it was just in response to my original tweet 100%. That kind of like, tweaked you out and you didn't do too much more due diligence on that.
Yeah.
But
So you could see that they were, and by the way, it was a very lengthy video. It was over an hour conversation that these guys had with Ben, and they were absolutely blown away. They didn't know that he had been working with some senators, other politicians to help push the mass adoption of cryptocurrency. Like they really couldn't believe it. They were blown away by everything that he was helping to do for the crypto space, and that he was very knowledgeable. They just thought he was going to come on and yell and scream and attack them, but it went a very different way, and they were impressed by him. And I think that, we need to wait and see exactly what Ben is going to say. So I am not going to believe anyone. I want to hear exactly what he says. I'm not going to jump on any bandwagon and attack somebody that I don't know what is true. I'm not just going to listen to one side of the story. I'm going to listen to both sides of the story and do some critical thinking about what I think makes the most sense. Because when it comes to money and power and position, there's really no low that people won't sink to get their way. So we're going to see, who the actual mastermind of this whole mutiny is. And probably, BitBoy's probably got a crap ton of lawyers on the case, and they'll get to it. And I just pray that he gets control of not only his YouTube channel back, but also the Twitter. And I hope that, there's still hope for the Ben coin, because that, once again, I said, he's always said that the mechanics of the Ben coin is not going to be like a profit driven cryptocurrency. And I think they're doing a V2 of this, right? Because it did drop significantly today. We don't know why it dropped. Did it drop on the rumor? Was it people that were on the BitBoy team who were dumping out of Ben? We don't really know. But you know what? Look at, even though it dropped, it made a pretty nice recovery, right? And it's not continuing to fall. So we're going to have to keep our eye on Ben coin. Once again, never meant to be anything that was a profit motive. It was strictly there to help fund the fight for mass adoption of cryptocurrency. And certainly, if that's something that you really want to get behind, you probably should learn more about this Ben coin. Go on their Twitter, read what's going on, listen to what Ben is saying. And by the way, listen to what other people are saying too. I'm not saying just listen to one side of the story. You need to listen to a bunch of different sides and then draw your own conclusion and what makes sense to you. Who do you find to be the most reliable person in the space? And are these stories making sense? And because even though Ben can be very animated and, obnoxious and loud, I've never once watched that show and thought, this guy's high as hell. Never. Like I've seen him get pumped about stuff and, passionate about stuff, or really upset about the Celsius, and definitely about SPF. He's not holding back on SPF. So, but I've never seen him how people look when they have one tied over, or if they've used, what people look like when they're on drugs. I've never once thought this guy looks like he's high on something. He just looks always to me perpetually the same, like he's putting on a show, because that's what you have to do when you're in front of a camera and you're there to bring information to people. And along with that information, you have to keep it fun. You have to keep it light. You have to keep it, dramatic. You have to keep their attention going. And you don't get that just by reading off of a teleprompter and just giving facts. You have to put a little bit of spice in there in order to hold people's attentions. And he is a master at that. So I'm going to wait to see exactly what Ben has to say for himself. Thank you so very much for hanging in with me. Geez, it's almost 20 minutes. Listen, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. I took a little bit of a sabbatical during the bear market, and my algorithm was shot to heck. I lost a crap ton of subscribers. My numbers are going down in the tube. So if you wouldn't mind, it's free to hit the subscribe button, but also to hit the like button. That would really help me greatly, and I would very much appreciate it. And I'll keep you posted if there's any more word about what's going on with BitBoy. But until next time, remember, try to only buy on the red candles, and please take care of yourself.